Thank you, Sam. Okay, so I will leave the floor to Javier, who's going to be our moderator, and that will allow me to take a well-deserved nap. Thank you, Javier. Have a nice afternoon.
Hello. It's working? No? Can you hear me? Yes, now. Hello again. I hope you enjoy our lunch that was prepared with typical Spanish food and drinks. So we have prepared a very interesting, in my opinion, interesting afternoon to keep you awake after lunch. So the first part of the afternoon session is a round table with very interesting participants here. And then we will play a game, the MERLIN game. So we will test and see some features, and we will realize how complex the railway system is. So we are still, we are a bit late, actually, so let's start right now. Let me introduce you our panelists. So we start first here from the left side with Mr. Vicente González from the Red Electrica de España. So this is the Spanish transmission system operator. He got his industrial engineer degree at the Polytechnic University of Madrid in 1989. Since then, he has been working for Red Electrica de España, and he's head of the Research and Development Department and EU Projects Department of this Red Eléctrica Española, REE, since February 2009. He plays a relevant role in several international committees and working groups, and has participated in several FP7 projects. Then we have Michael Vares from ÖBB. So this is the Austrian Federal Railways. Since 2012, he's head of the key account management of the energy management department at the ÖBB, and he's been active in the railway sector since 2008. He's responsible for the sales of traction power and metering on railways vehicles in Austria, and responsible for energy services in an international context, especially Central and Western Europe. Then we have José Conrado Martínez. I hope you don't feel offended if I don't introduce you again, because you were introduced this morning. Then we have here Mr. Marius Jordash from Alstom. He joined Alstom 16 years ago as research engineer in traction change modeling and development. Today he manages Alstom Systems and Infrastructure Simulations team and leads the Alstom Expert Network in Energy Management, and very well, to be honest. He also manages several EC-funded programs within Alstom, such as MERLIN, Into-Rail, Shift-to-Rail, and he also participated in other FP7 projects like O-Series or even FP6, like Rail Energy. And finally, we have here Mr. Ignacio Ballester from the European Railway Agency. Ignacio is an industrial engineer specialized in energy. He got a master in project management by the University of Central of Paris. Mr. Ballester previously worked for Alstom in Valencia and for INECO, which is a railway consultant of electrification systems, and also for Adif. From 2010, he works as project officer at the agency, working in fixed installation sector for energy subsystem and, at the interoperability unit. So let's start our roundtable with some hopefully interesting topics and questions for all of us. So the first question is for Mr. Vicente González. Of course, you are free to interrupt him and to discuss and to even give the floor to the audience. Okay, let's make the session interactive and interesting for all of us. So the question is about the role of railways. This morning we saw, I provided some figures about the enormous amount of energy that railways consumes. But railways not only consumes. At the end, we have a lot of trains running that with kinetic energy and potential energy are storing energy. So they potentially can give back this energy not only to other trains, but also to the grid through reversible substation. We have nice reversible substation from Alstom, but also from INGTM and other suppliers. So what would be the role of railways? We have sometimes it's said that railways is producing dirty or not very nice energy, electricity, sending back to the grid. So what's your opinion? How can railways play a role in the future?
From the point of view of the transmission system operator, I would like first to remind all of you our main responsibility. We are not responsible for the electricity market.
Yeah, we know.
We are not concerned as a company, not as an end user, about the price of the energy. We are responsible for the security of the system. That means we need to guarantee the levels of quality of supply and security of supply. With regard large amount of energy managed by railways companies, there are two relevant issues from our point of view. First one, we are glad to have an additional provider of security services to the power system, and we will be happy to count with the support of railways companies in providing ancillary services for system stability, even for peak load management.
Yeah.
But we have quite strong requirements. We need to trust that at any moment we ask you, of course, according to the terms established in the relevant agreements, you must answer our demands in the precise terms. That's why our demand of energy perhaps doesn't fit with the right moment when your trains are breaking or not. You must be aware that if you commit with us to provide this energy, you must do it. If not, I'm sure you have the opportunity to sell the energy in the electricity market, but of course in other conditions. And the second issue regarding the quality of supply, we have only, at least in Spain, direct connection to feed the high-speed trains. High-speed trains in Spain are fed in alternate current, based in a B-phase system, where all the power system is a three-phase one. At present, we have supplying the high-speed lines by alternating the phases used in the different substations in order to keep the right balance in the three phases of the total system. This is working well, and we have no impact in the quality of the wave today. But if the traffic increase significantly, perhaps we need to cooperate both parts of the same substation in order to find the proper solution that guarantee you receive the energy in the right condition and it has no negative impact in the system as a whole. That means, in summary, we are glad to cooperate with railway companies. Any contribution to the system security is welcome, and we are also responsible to overview and to guarantee that all customers, not only the railway companies, set the right measures to not reduce the quality in the overall power system, because at the end of the day, other customers are demanding certain standards of quality.
So from the operator's point of view, what is your relationship and what is your opinion?
Yes, it's important to remark the comments of my colleague Valentin, because in Spain, in this moment, is a reality that the high-speed trains, the high-speed lines, are providers of energy to the transmission line. Okay, I remember that, for example, in the Madrid-Barcelona high-speed lines, I remember that 2 years ago, the quantity of energy to return to the transmission network represents approximately 15% of the total energy demand of the line. And Valentin say is true that our disturbance over the transmission network in this moment is not appear. Okay, the quality of the energy is good. For example, between Madrid and Barcelona, I remember also that we installed in the electric substation new equipment for power electronic for filter the different harmonic of the and in this moment this equipment is not used because the quality of the energy is very good. And one comment in this point for me is very interesting. Our experience in Spain is that in a high-speed lines we are not working the storage systems because it's very expensive. It's a technology very expensive in this moment in a high-speed line. But I think that it's very interesting to analyze the case of the DC lines. Okay, you remember my presentation before. It's very interesting to analyze in a DC line. Marius, in your exposition, say it's very interesting to analyze the storage system or the reversible substation in a DC lines, in a DC line exploitation. Okay, our experience in this moment is for the infrastructure manager is very important to consider if the energy is to paid by the electrical companies. In our case, in Spain, electrical companies pay us the energy return. So for us, it's very interesting in this moment, provider in high-speed lines, but also in the conventional lines, in distribution. In this case, in the distribution line. Okay. In this moment, for us, the storage system, the cost is very high there. Okay.
Okay. Follow. Yes. Yeah, please.
Hopefully, I'm not boring all the MERLIN members because I'm always talking about this item. But the role of railways will change in the future, not only in the way how the network will be operated, or what are the challenges for network operators, because in the fourth railway package it's mentioned that you have to split up the network operator or the network provider and the energy supplier. And this is one of, as I saw it in the last 2-3 years in Europe, one of the biggest impact for railways indeed, because the railway undertakings are more involved in the energy market. They have to look about cheaper energy. And also this energy recovering or recuperating breaks are getting more impact on the energy costs than before. Before it was more or less an energy efficiency item, but now it becomes more and more an item for definitely cost for the railway undertakings. It's directly impacting the network costs and the energy costs. Yeah? And so I think that the roles or the model on the market will change all over Europe in 5 to 10 years latest to open up the markets. We are starting on the 1st of next year with this new model. Yeah? And then I have the responsibility for both parts, for the network and the energy supplying. Yeah? And it's very difficult to operate warranty networks. Yeah? We also installed for the high-speed line between Vienna and Salzburg some new substations and also some transducing stations from the public network. And on the other hand, we have also to look about our energy costs, because we have 10 power plants. They are owned by ourselves and operated by ourselves, and we have to match with the market. Yeah? Yep. And so the railway undertakings will be more and more involved in this item.
Yeah, following this scenario, I also would like to have your opinion, both of you as infrastructure manager, about the ownership of the recovery energy, because in this scenario we will have different train operators, so liberalization of the services, that which each train operator may purchase the energy to a different supplier. So we will have a train of operator A purchasing energy from the provider 1 and operator B from supplier 2. So, but one train is giving back the energy through the recovery braking to the other train. So this is a bit confusing at the end. But you at least, and then you have a reversible substation that you are giving back energy to the grid. So, I mean, this is a complex scenario. How at the end do you manage to decide who is, for example, also guilty for having power penalties because you exceed in the contracted power? And so when there are different players, actors, different suppliers, different providers, so, are you planning on that? What is your expectations?
I also get, last year I was in Romania at the Romanian Railway Authority about the recuperation on trains in Romania, and what I learned was very surprising for me, because I've also done an training for trading license on the stock exchange for energy, but I never heard that the railway undertaking has to have this license. Yeah? But in Romania, if you are recuperating, you're an energy trader, and so you have to have this license. It was very surprising for me, because at least the problem is very easily done in Austria, or more or less not complex, because you have to have a meter on the train, and you're recuperating the energy, and we are counting the consumption, and then we make the difference of both, and that would be charged on the bill. Yeah? And it's not in Austria. It's not relevant which railway undertaking, and we have 40 of them on our network, is recuperating, and which one is using this recuperated energy. It's only based on the metering item, and at least you don't. Yeah, it doesn't care who is recuperating and who is using the energy. It stays in the network. We don't put it out via substations to the public or to the transmission network. We reuse it in the same network.
Okay, and yeah, just.
Sincerely, Javier, I am not a specialist in this point, because it's very complex. This point, but it's very important. And in Spain, the current situation is is easy, because
I would say too easy, and from the regular undertaking point of view, even unfair. Let me say that.
Okay. No, yes. It's a very, yes, it's a critical topic. Yeah. Yes, yes. No. No.
I mean, here you are paying just not in terms of energy meter, but just kilometers, yes, and weight and so on. So
in Spain it's easy because in this moment we have only operator in this moment is Renfe, okay, and the idea logically is install the different measures equipment on board and to measure and to receive the information in a control center. The problem is
who pays? No, what's the problem?
No, the problem is in the future, yeah, the introduction of new operators, and the possibility in the future is the liberalization of the market. The problem is very, very complex. Sincerely, I don't know what is the solution. In this moment, Renfe and Adif work in a different work group to analyze and to decide the better solution for both companies, but I don't know what is the. It's a topic very, very, very complex.
Okay, Ignacio wanted to say something.
Thank you for being provocative. I like this approach. I think we come from a scenario where we were working with one single company, infrastructure manager and operator was the same. We split it. And now we are in a situation where most of the cases in all member states is the infrastructure manager, the one who is the final consumer from the perspective of the energy market. And the infrastructure manager is dealing with the network of the railway network, and the operators from the, let's say, energy market point of view are transparent. So it's the infrastructure manager who is playing a kind of role of distribution. With the liberalization you mentioned, we are coming to a situation where operators will be able to go to the market and choose their supplier. So indeed, we, at least at the standardization level, we are evolving because all trains will be equipped with a harmonized meter that will provide trustful data, and this is a big step forward because it's the same requirements for the whole Europe. But indeed, there are still some gaps from the status of infrastructure manager from the energy point of view, and some contractual problems that you mentioned. What happens with the regenerative braking that is just being injected in the network and is dissipated for heating, or what happened with my meter that is taking into account the regenerative braking and subtracting this energy. I want to pay only what I consume. And this situation, I think it has to be tackled and it has to be solved. But I will say it's not a technical problem. Technically, I think we are well advanced. I think it's a contractual and agreement process that we need to evolve. Eduardo mentioned this morning, we are a little bit step behind the energy market. We have to evolve also from the legal point of view to catch up the technical, because technically we can do a lot of things, but we need to adapt to these potential possibilities.
Okay, thank you, Ignacio. Then maybe I have also a topic for Marius. Yeah, you, Marius, are deeply involved in, as you said this morning, and leading some of the activities in the next research activities, namely into rail. Well, it's already running, but shift to rail. So in shift to rail, in general, the scope of shift to rail, you will, if I am wrong, please correct me, lead activities concerning smart metering. So could you please explain us briefly what is the scope, what will be the benefits and the drawbacks, what are the problems, what do you expect from this activity, and how will we support this energy complex system?
Yes, thank you for the introduction. It's a very good one. Maybe if you can work for the TV show next time. Oh. And just going back to the energy metering, the idea of launching this project in Shift Rail and Rail, it was not much more to support the billing part of the problem, leave it to other people which are dealing with the billings and operators. It's from perspective of industrial, which I represent, Alstom, for example, and other industrials which are in partners in our consortium, is to do energy management. Energy management at a system level. This is the idea we try to push before. So the idea is to introduce something that already exists in the life of normal distribution. It's the smart metering. Now in our houses we have a lot of smart meters. You heard about Nest. You heard about a lot of devices which are connected. So the idea is to bring these new technologies into the railway domain, taking into account the existing, the constraints, the harsh environment, etc., etc. And the idea is to give the opportunity to the railway undertakers and to industrial to better see how the energy is spent inside a railway system on board, with a detailed split between auxiliaries, traction, what is spent in the braking rheostats, and also on the track side equipment like substations, like auxiliary substations for signaling or for the railway station, everything. And this is what we intend to do on a synchronized basis in order to coordinate and to better see what is the energy mapping and what we can make as an application to improve the overall system energy consumption. So the whole idea which we propose is to have the global picture, not only the rolling stock picture, not only the SCADA vision, on a synchronized basis to see what is happening at the railway level. And going back to the smart grid architecture model that we showed this morning, in a smart grid architecture model, you have also the smart metering part, which was not really tackled here. So if you go to the Senelec document, you will see that you have the smart devices that you can switch on and off. And next to that, you have the smart energy system, metering system, which communicate to these devices and communicate upwards to the smart grid. So this is part of future of MERLIN, maybe, and we'll be glad to continue in this way. So I hope it was clear, and
yeah, okay,
if I have some questions. Yeah.
Thank you. Then I have a final topic for Ignacio. You know, the agency is like the parents for us, you know. We always are complaining because of the rules. They have a regulation, they have standards, they are obliging us. But like we are like kids, we are always complaining to our parents. So, but on the other hand, kids, so we need limits, we need regulation, we need in order to progress, in order to behave as expected. So you advanced something before, but concerning the standards, what are, in your opinion, what are the next steps to be standard and regulation in order to in the field of energy? For example, you mentioned the metering, the onboard metering. I remember time ago that there was some concerns about the deployment, because it's very nice also to have a document saying do this, that, and that, but the deployment sometimes is difficult. What are the steps for the deployment? What about the homologation of the meters? There will be institutes or who will do that? I mean, in my opinion, there are open points. So what are the next steps in terms of standards and regulation?
Thank you. First answer is, at the railway agency, we are trying to limit our scope, not to regulate everything, but we try to do something like it's called optimal level of harmonization, so leaving a lot of space for industry to develop new solutions. So we are trying to regulate the minimum possible to allow trains to run from the interoperability point of view smoothly. So this is the first approach, because sometimes we are blamed, why don't you regulate this, why don't you do that? And we say, no, it's not an interoperability problem. Some years ago, Commission came to the conclusion that meter was a problem because trains running from one country to another were stopped in the border just because this train was not allowed to be charged according to that meter. And it was a meteorological problem, accuracy problem. Some countries had meteorological institutions, and
I think Austria is one.
Austria one, Germany had all other. So what we are doing is to simplifying the rules, to do clear rules, and to do the minimum rules as possible. This is from the background. From the homologation you mentioned, we are only defining the requirements of the meters on board, and will be a notified body who will assess the meter on board. For the trackside equipment, there is not assessment needed today. And for the open points, it's true that we are working more than 5 years with Senelec. We are developing a standard that is quite stable, it's the 5463. The 5463 defines the characteristics of the meter on board to avoid the proliferation of different meters from different member states. And we are in a very advanced situation. We only have one open point that deals with the communication layer, the data format. My colleague from ERA, Rodrigo Gutierrez, that is here, is our expert who is participating with Senelec and is leading this group from the ERA point of view. So I invite you to join him in the cocktail to ask him questions. But summarizing, we are going to an XML solution that is openly known to also, let's say, fit the energy state-of-the-art solution with XML. So this is, I try to summarize because I think we are running out of time, but this is the message I want to pass. For more details, I invite you to contact my colleague Rodrigo.
Okay, as you say, we are running out of time, so I would, pass the floor to the audience. Just, I mean, one person, one question for the panelists, because we have to go to the next part of the session. So if there are questions or comments, or I think there was very interesting topics, good answers. So no, I can't believe it. Okay, at least one. Okay, Eric.
XML or you properly listen XML. I think for details, I'm not expert in communication XML, but probably we are talking about very similar languages. RML probably will more, let's say, customized for railways, but we are trying to have a more open solution, more well-known solution XML, but I don't know if you want to add something else.
Just to mention that this XML solution, we don't want to limit to the
microphone.
Well, it was not requested just to limit to the RailML content. That's why we have provided an XML solution. But further evolution may happen. The point, the aim of having such in a Senelec 50,463 is just to have a standard for exchanging the standard data structure. Maybe in the future, RailMail can be an evolution in such a way that we can share the same message header and so on. But for the time being, it's just an XML structure of data.
Okay, thank you very much. A very, 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 very last. Okay, then. Okay, then we've finalized this roundtable. I would like to thank all our panelists. It was really a pleasure for me to have you here. So the next step is our MERLIN Energy game. So just one second. Need to click this. Okay. So for this game, we will require the participation of 4 volunteers. Okay. But before we choose or you present yourselves as a volunteer, I will explain what is the game about. So then you have time to think about if you are interested in playing or not. Okay. Thank you. Okay, what are the objectives of this game? Well, we are talking today about how complex the real-world scenario is. So we want to show you in a little game how this scenario is. So, but we also want, of course, we are in the MERLIN final conference, so we have to show the benefits of MERLIN. So in that case, we will show how MERLIN can help the real-world system to improve the performance. So we will show some functions, mainly the day-ahead optimization and the energy buyer decision making together with other functions. And last but not least, the goal is, well, we are finalizing the conference, so we want to have also a little fun now. So this is the main screen of the game. It's like a video game. So we will have 4 train operators. We have the operator, the communist one, so the red one, which has to go from A to B. Then we have the green operator, who is the greenest, the cleanest operator, the nicest. So it has to go from B to A. We have another operator, with the operator blue, going from C to D. And the yellow one, which has to go from D to C. But it's not so easy. I mean, there is a crossing here, so this will create some traffic problems. So the train who enters first this point, this crossing, will block the others, okay? So first go in, first go out. Of course, there is a real service, so we have some goals in terms of timetable. So each service will have different times. Then we have to fulfill the service. Yes, much better. Thank you very much. To fulfill the service, we have different options in order to drive the train. We have 4 driving styles, being the first one, the most powerful, fastest driving style, more aggressive, and number 4 is, well, the less economic but lower speed. Don't forget that, Don't forget that we have to fulfill the timetable, okay? So the first part of the game, no, it's not this one. The first part of the game is the energy purchase part, okay? We were talking today about market liberalization, different business cases, how to buy, how to sell, well, we have 2 options, okay? So the players will have to decide. First option is to estimate what the consumption will be, okay? In terms of kilowatt hours, and provide a figure. That's okay. The other option is, okay, I'm not sure about the consumption, so I prefer to pay exactly what I consume. So actual consumption. So you don't need to provide an estimation. But, of course, the 2 types of contracts have different costs. And you have here the explanation. First option, so just paying the actual consumption, is 7.5 cents of euro per kilowatt hour. But if you prefer to go to the market the day before and purchase your energy, of course this has some benefits. So the price is only 6 cents. But of course, you must be accurate with your estimation and be in this range of plus minus 3% of your estimation. If you consume more, the exceeding consumption will be 9 cents. So, and if you consume less, because it's also a problem for the market, so you underestimate your consumption, the price will be higher. So it will be 6.6 cents per kilowatt hour. So you have to decide, the players have to decide which type of contract they want. So once the game starts, you will choose the different profiles and the trains will be moving. So you will see that there are different, you can see here the profile of the track. So there is a little hill here. So here is ending in a hill at station D. So there will be turns. Each turn means 10 minutes. So if you are, accurate in your driving style, more or less in 5 turns, you have to arrive at your final station. Here you will see the accumulated consumed energy. You must remember which was your estimation in case you go to the market the day before. So at the end of the game, we'll get some results, okay? The results will be the consumption, the cost, and the time for each of the trains, of the operators, and also we'll have the global consumption and global cost. Of course, this may be a bit difficult because you don't know the consumption. It's just a bit difficult, the timing and so on. So for that purpose, we have prepared some hints. So in these cards, you will get information. Each player will get information about the journey time, but also the boundaries concerning the time. So if you go at maximum speed all the time, so choosing profile 1 every time, which will be the time to reach the final station. And also, if you go at the lowest speed, always choosing profile 4, the time it will take to reach the final station. But also the related consumptions. So you have the minimum and the maximum consumption in each case. So these are the boundaries of the game. And that's the general presentation of the game. So now we need 4 volunteers to play the game. Okay. So, no volunteers? I can't believe it. Okay, please. It's just to have fun. I mean, it's nothing more. But okay, you are operator Red. Welcome on board to our game. Please, you can sit here. You have here the data, just if you want to take a look. Okay, Andrea. Thank you for coming. Don't cheat, because don't cheat. You are the best one, the green operator.
Green operator. I forgot everything wrong.
Okay, we need 2 more volunteers. Hey, 2 more. I mean. Okay, come on. Thank you, Ignacio. Just the cello. And finally, the blue. It's a nice color. Who wants to be operator blue? Come on. Lucas, do you want? No. Roberto, okay. Oh, sorry, well, they can. Okay, so let's start the game. So now we have the operator red to decide what is your contract. What do you want to do? To buy the day before the energy, or just pay as much as you consume in the day market?
How many games are we making?
We asked one. The next one will be Merlin. Merlin will support you to make the decisions, okay?
Okay, I will be risky. Number 2. This is the day before.
Okay, the day before, and
How much?
you have the boundaries, the limits, upper and lower limits.
Oh, I will say 500. This is the minimum.
500.
Yes.
Okay, 500. Then we have the green operator.
Let's say 470.
470. Also the day before, you mean?
Day before, yeah.
Day before, okay, good. 170.
No, 470.
470. Sorry.
I mean, this is.
The blue.
This is maximum and minimum.
Roberto?
Sorry, I'm just studying it.
Okay.
You should open a casino. I will buy the day before as well. And let's see, what is the first one? The energy estimation, yeah, the minimum? Or do I need to give you?
You have to give me 1 million.
Estimation, your estimation.
Estimation of energy, sorry, yes. It's going to be
Come on.
475. Yes.
And then the yellow one.
Okay, I guess the objective of the game is to demonstrate that we are doing rubbish, and the tool is calculating perfectly. So I will take 475.
Okay, oh, again, the
Yeah.
day before. Okay, you are risking a lot. Anyway, let's start the game. So now everything is being prepared, the software is running. So now we have to choose the different driving styles. Remember, driving style 1 is the most aggressive, so faster, you consume more, but then you have, and you go faster, so you are sure you will reach on time. Of course, again, you must reach on time. If you arrive late, you are losing the game. Okay?
Yeah.
So will be your
So usually within 5 turns, you should be arriving.
more or less, yes. Yeah, it's more or less the five turns you need.
Okay, we'll start with number 2,
Number 2.
please.
I'm
So-
very prudent, I follow the same. Number 2 as well.
Number 2.
So I take the number 1.
Number 1. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Shall I just get number 4 just to have a fun?
Number 4. Okay.
So
Good.
that means I'm going to lose, by the way, because I've got a really low consumption. But
So
I'm a heel.
let's go,
But anyway.
and the system will simulate. And this is what happened here. Here we see that first the red train has crossed, and now it's allowed the blue train to enter this crossing area. Okay, they have advanced, and then we have here what you have consumed. Of course, you choose Roberto 4. That means, okay, you are keeping your consumption in a very low.
It's very slow. It's very short distance, though.
Yeah. That's true. But it's a balance between arrival time and consumption. So next turn, so
Wait.
Okay, number 3.
number 3 now, so a bit slower. Number 3.
I think I'll push a little bit more. I'm going to 1.
Okay. Yes, still you are taking into account that you have this hail, eh? Andrea, take care. And Roberto?
I'll go for 1.
Now for 1.
I have one
Speeding up.
I have one question. Am I downhill now? Or?
Yes.
Okay. So I take number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go.
Oh la la.
Good. Yeah, just downhill, so you're running fast and fast and fast. Okay, good. Now things are going well. We have the new consumption values. So Roberto, now you see you have there's a difference. Now you are consuming more, but well, you have advanced. Take care. Now you have this hill. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So red operator. Next turn.
I'll give with number 3.
Again, number 3 is a conservative but still good approach. Then the green of the greenest.
The same, then the 3.
3. Blue, Roberto. 2. And
Slow now.
so that means 4.
Yeah.
The slowest one. Okay, let's run and let's see the results. Whoops. Okay, now we see, well, consumptions are increasing. Of course, some trains already approaching the conflicts here, conflictive area, the green and the yellow. The red one is now going downhill. The blue one uphill. So next turn. Red operator.
Number 2.
Number 2. The green. 3. 2 again. And blue.
4, please.
4 now.
I'm gonna pass before.
Yeah, I'm just checking. 30 minutes.
20 minutes to go. And the blue and the yellow.
3.
3 now.
Yeah.
So let's go. Oh, we are almost there. Okay, and then if you want to arrive on time, this will be your last turn, so take care. Take care, especially I see that the green is still a bit far from the station, okay? So, the red one.
Let's say number 3 again. Number 3.
Number 3. Green.
Number 3.
Number 3. Robert.
Consuming too much.
But look. Okay. Number 3. Your passengers will complain. Okay. Blue one. Don't choose the green company, please. Blue one.
1.
1. And finally the yellow.
3.
3. It's okay. So let's go. Okay. So we have here the results. We can see that the reds arrived on time. Good. Congratulations. So your passengers are happy. The green one, almost, well, more than 1 minute late. Not so happy. Also the blue one, slightly delayed. I'm sorry. And the yellow one, well, pretty in advance.
Yeah.
That means extra consumption, probably. We'll see. So you can take note of your results, and you will see what will be. You have a. So we will now start again the game, and here we will have MERLIN working. So we of course we have carried out the simulations before, so we have prepared a table, and our MERLIN system, which is my fabulous colleague Maider, will guide our train operators how to first purchase. So we are using the day-ahead optimization plus the energy buyer decision making. So they will explain, or they will tell how much energy they have to buy and in which type of contract. Okay. Then they will the minutes ahead optimization together with the driver and advisory system will tell you which speed profile you have to follow. And we will see the difference. Okay? Yeah. If we work in a coordinated way, especially in the crossings, especially in the energy purchase and everything. So now...
I have to say that the red one, the energy consumption was perfect.
Okay.
The result.
Okay, red one, perfect. Congratulations.
It's my work, by the way.
Takes a house.
Okay, so please, day-ahead optimization, energy buyer decision making, what are your estimations?
Well, all of them are the day before.
Oh.
Microphone.
Yep.
The first one, the energy consumption, should be 499. The green one, 565. The blue one, 417. 17.
No, 17, okay.
17, yeah. And the yellow one, 336.
I thought it was uphill.
That's downhill. So
now the gears are 4, 1, 1, and 3.
So the drive-by advisory system would give these speed profiles, driving profiles. So you will move. Okay. Then the next turn.
Next 3. 3 and 4.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Then 3, 4, and 3.
So now we have the last one.
And the last one, all of them 3, except the blue one, 2. Wait, 2.
So now we will have the results, and you will see you can compare your consumption. It was very good. Red one, you are the winner for sure. So what was your Andrea, what your consumption?
Actually, it was 551.
But you arrived late.
But you were late, so it doesn't count. You are not qualified, so it's qualified, so it doesn't count. Your consumption was horrible. Okay. And yours?
Was 499.
499. Wow. And but what it's also pretty important, and you were late, slightly late. So, but what's important is at the end, both costs and energy is lower than before, and we are able to fulfill all the timetable. Yes, taking into account all the constraints like the crossing and this, there are different more profiles here. So the system helps to guide our train operators to provide the best solution, the best combination. So I would like to thank our participants. You can, yes, now it's time to finalize the final conference, at least here. Remember that there will be later the technical visit. But before, we have to go through the conclusion of this final conference. First of all, I think, Andrea, we have to show a video now, the conclusion video.
We'll get the microphone in the meantime.
Okay. After 3.5 years of hard work, MERLIN has come out with 3 main achievements. The first main achievement is the development of the reference architecture of our proposed railway smart grid concept, namely REMS, including its functions, interfaces, components, and protocols, following the Senelec ETSI SGAM model. To serve as a basis for the energy management systems in the railway domain, we have combined the technical developments with new business models to enable and foster their application. The second main achievement of the project is a strategic decision-making tool based on MERLIN's architecture to support the design of the rail smart grid. The tool takes into account the business constraints and suggests modifications for the system layout after analyzing, by simulation, the scenario during a complete running cycle. This closes the loop, allowing MERLIN to become a comprehensive solution for the implementation of an interoperable rail smart grid. In that sense, the proposed architecture and tools have been evaluated in the high-speed, freight, regional, commuter, and mixed freight passenger traffic scenarios. Significant improvements in subcontracted power, consumer energy, and cost have been obtained in most cases. MERLIN's third main achievement is a pilot case of this integrated approach that has been deployed in the suburban network of the city of Malaga for its evaluation and assessment, obtaining good results. The deployed components show the potentials of MERLIN's concept and the real operational conditions. Last but not least, MERLIN has issued a number of technical recommendations and implementation guidelines to facilitate the market uptake of the project concepts and results. To sum up, MERLIN has pioneered the holistic management of energy in railways. This opens the door for further studies and a system-level demonstrator within future initiatives like Shift to Rail.
Before we have like the final words, there should be another presentation, the last one to launch at the same time.
At the same time, please.
Thank you. So let's just be patient a few seconds and then we can start with the conclusions. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here we are. So while we have the final words to thank everyone, you will see here on the screen passing all the people that made this project like a reality. All the people of MERLIN partners who have been working the last 39 months together to have like successful results and also to provide you with all the outcomes that we have achieved. Before I have some final thanks to distribute. I don't know if you have any message that you would like to pass to our participants today.
Yeah, of course. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for attending this final conference. It was a pleasure for me to meet you, to discuss with some of you some aspects of the project, to answer your questions. I hope you enjoyed all the activities, all the presentations, the game, the round table. So thank you for coming, but especially I have to thank FFE for organizing the event with the support of UIC, of course. Thank you very much, Isabel. And the colleague of Isabel, where is it? Is she? Okay, it's gone, okay. And of course, you have here the name of all the participants. We are not just few here, but they are behind us. There are a lot of people, I think 70 people that have worked in the project. So they are the real stars of all the achievements. Hard work during the last 39 months. It was a pleasure. I am honored to have been worked with all of them. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you again for coming. And Andrea?
Yes, also I have some final thanks. First of all, I didn't start since the beginning because I replaced a colleague of mine, and I was basically involved in MERLIN the last 2 years. So it was a bit challenging at the beginning to enter and to work with some people that were used to work with my colleague before. But I think at the end everything went very well. I have some special thanks. You already mentioned them actually. FFE, first of all, for organizing and hosting this event. So for all the logistic support you have provided in the last months. It has been a lot of work, I know, but I think that at the end we have to be proud of what we have done today. Also UIC, of course, for all the dissemination work we have done together, and especially to Isabel for having moderated the whole meeting today. And also the third thank is to CAF as a technical leader. So they have really monitored the whole work, followed, spent hours and hours also supporting all partners that maybe had some problems from time to time. And also they were very supporting to me as I needed to, let's say, to enter into the features of this project that were not, let's say, it was something completely new for me. So thank you very much to Ruth and Javier. Also the members of the reference group that has provided useful input during the whole duration of the project. We had today Michael Bares from ÖBB that was also part of the panel. So thank you very much. And final thank to all the MERLIN partners because you made all this possible. Thank you to all the participants for being here today. And also maybe the last final thank to the European Commission. We had invited the project officer, Mr. Patrick Mercier-Endicide, but he unfortunately a week before the event he declined the invitation because he had already another event, but he sent his apologies and he wished us a successful event as it was. So I think that now we can officially close this part of the final conference. We will have now a technical visit in a few minutes, so I will ask then our Adif colleague to come here and explain a little bit how this will be organized. But before, I would like to remind, as Isabella anticipated already, that we are waiting for you outside, so we will have a picture all together. These pictures, plus the others that we have taken, they will be uploaded on the website, together with the presentation, and also all the video clips you have seen today. So maybe I can invite Monica here, just to please check in which group. Okay. Thank you. So just to summarize, we have divided the people today here in 4 groups for the visit. Please check in which group you belong and when you are supposed to go to the technical visit, and Monica now will provide you with more information.
Okay. Thank you, Andrea. As Andrea said, we have divided the big group that we want to go to the visit in different groups. The first 2 groups will be in English, and the rest group will be in Spanish. We are going together, the first 2 groups. The meeting point is in the main door at 4 o'clock. I think we are on time. And we are going, We are going by walk. It's just 10 minutes from here to the Atocha station. It's really close to here. And for the rest of the group, also the main point is the same. It's in the door, but the time will be 4:30. Carlos Tobajas is my colleague. It's for the Spanish group. It's on the end. Okay. And you must follow them. Also, the English group must follow me at 4 o'clock. So we will share just a document, but into the building, just to explain the technical visit. And okay, the staff is working in the room, and it's not possible to go into the room. We will be in the hall. Yeah, it is possible to see everything just from the hall. And okay, I hope you enjoy the technical visit. Thank you.
Just a logistics. Okay, these are the first two groups. So we meet at 4, basically now at the entrance of the building, and these are the participants of the second and the third and fourth group to meet in the same meeting point at 4:30. Just for your information, there will be a cocktail. Please, just 1 minute, please. Thank you. 1 second. We have organized in parallel with the technical visit a cocktail reception here in this building. It will be where you had lunch before. It will start now for the two groups that have to wait half an hour before going to Atocha. And for the two groups that are moving now to Atocha, they will find, of course, the cocktail once they are coming back. Thank you.